that's it. We just want to win for our team.
My goodness! And Ievgen finishes it!
Yeah, we're just as good as the men. We're better.
It's a huge point for the Bay Area.
Good chance that's the #1 highlight of the week.
Oh my goodness. I'm feeling more delicious than a Hoagie Haven sandwich right now because I am in Lawrenceville, New Jersey, home of the Princeton Revolution. This is day 2 of week 12 here at Major League Table Tennis. My name is Ryan Willard, and you are about to witness some of the craziest table tennis in the world right here, right now. Here in the Eastern Conference, we have the 2 top teams battling it out. One of them has clinched a playoff berth. The other is fighting for that chance to go to the championships next month. But first, we have to introduce our umpires. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jovana Neveznik and Walter Lamb. And the 2 teams matching up today. The very first team has clinched their playoff berth just yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Carolina Gold Rush! That is Enzo Ang, Romain Laurence, Cobra Kai Jang, Bastien DuPont, and Hong, Lin, and Jeremy Hazen. Now you gotta ask yourself, if the top team just rolled in, who's rolling up after them? Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to get a little crazy because this next team is our team. And when I say our team, I'm not talking about the New York Giants who play in our stadium. I'm not talking about the Brooklyn Nets who got taken away from us. I'm talking about New Jersey's very own Princeton Revolution! That is Gan Leong, Shin Wong, Koyo Kanamitsu, Matthew De Saint-Hélène, and Angela Guan. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our commissioner, Flint Lane, with a few words.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the best-selling Major League Table Tennis event so far. Give it up. One of the things we like to do is have a ceremonial first serve with somebody local, and I couldn't think of anybody more special than the person standing next to me. A little over 12 years ago, my wife bought me a birthday present that I was not expecting, a table tennis lesson. Apparently, there was somebody living in my hometown who played the sport. Not only did he play the sport, he went to the Olympics 3 times, he was a 6-time U.S. national champion, a Pan American gold medalist, a USAT Hall of Fame member. You know this man, David Wong. So we have a great team in Major League Table Tennis that brings you these events every few weeks, but without David teaching me the love of the sport, would be no Major League Table Tennis. So thank you, David. And with that, we will do our ceremonial first serve. Take it easy on me.
Flint Lane's looking loose and ready. David squaring up, wearing his Olympian jacket. Oh, can't keep it on. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the commish and David! And to our 2 teams, let's shake hands and get down with the get down.
We've got all the local table tennis celebrities here for the top 2 teams in the East Division, the final regular season weekend in this East Division, and the Princeton Revolution trying to join Carolina at championship weekend. Princeton could clinch its spot in the Final Four tonight. They need at least 15 points to do it. Last time they played Carolina, they won handily, but before that, Carolina had Princeton's number. The Revolution now 6 points ahead of Florida. Again, 15 points this evening for Princeton would punch the Revolution's ticket to the Final Four. Carolina mathematically clinched their spot last night. They lost the Golden game against Chicago, but this Carolina team has not lost too many games all season long. They're 15-5. Princeton, after starting 1-6, is now 12-8. Hi again, everybody. Evan Lepler with Matt Hetherington. The Princeton Revolution got off to a miserable start this year. They have rallied to be in this position. What are you looking to see from them tonight as they try to clinch their playoff spot? They could do it today or tomorrow.
I think they will be absolutely pushing to do it today. You don't want to leave things down to the last opportunity. They're a team that's performed well against Carolina before. Obviously, last time, really solid performance. And I think their team lineup has just gotten stronger and stronger as the season's progressed. So home crowd, lots of support out there, as we've heard across the weekend. If there's any time for them to grab that playoff spot, I think tonight is the night.
It's going to be a wild atmosphere, and it's interesting to have David and Joni Wong sitting table side here, because they were husband and wife going head-to-head in the first ever MLTT Ocho Day Showcase. In our doubles match today, we have husband versus wife for just the second time this season, as Gan Leong will go against his wife, Hong Lin. Hong Lin playing with Enzo. They're the best doubles duo in the league, but Jishan and Angela swept Matilda and Daniel Gorak yesterday. Of course, we begin in the first singles spot with two of the top players in the league. Jishan certainly, I'd say he's performed better lately than the number 24 would suggest. And get your popcorn ready for Jishan and Enzo. The last time they played, Jishan handed Enzo just one of the 3 losses he's endured in 20 singles matches this season. It's been a great year for Enzo, but Jishan knows he can beat him. He did it last time they met in Winter Haven, Florida. All these matchups are popcorn matches. I'm excited to see Kai and Koyo. They're playing for the first time ever.
Second singles match is the one that I'm looking out for.
Roman and Jinshin Wong, familiar compatriots as well. They've played 4 previous times, as have Enzo and Jishan. But that Bastien DuPont, Matthew de Santillan match is also a first-time showdown for the 2 Frenchmen in the 3rd singles spot. So there's a lot on the line. Carolina trying to officially clinch the top spot in the East to be the #1 seed. And this Princeton team, after starting the season 1-6 and sitting in last place for a large chunk of the season, the Revolution know that with a strong performance tonight and or tomorrow,
First game,
they will be
Gold
in
Rush
position
to serve, 0,
to join the Gold Rush at championship weekend in Chicago in April. Carolina will serve first. Enzo Ang will do the honors. Here we go. What do you remember most about Jishan's performance a month ago in Florida?
Oh, it's all a bit of a blur, really. I think Jishan was kind of performing really well around that time, and certainly came out of the gates very strong in the match.
To remind you of the flow of that match, Jishan won the opening game 11-8, and Enzo dominated game 2 11-3. And then that 3rd game was tied 10-10. Jishan won on the golden point.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely anyone's game. Enzo obviously is going to want to come out strong here in the first. I mean, both players want to take the first. Leave their impression on the match early. Jishan teeing off on a big forehand there. Both players really aggressive already.
Leong is locked in with that powerful lefty forehand. Tough to handle. Enzo's got some pop in his left wing too.
There it is.
3-0.
Does your gut lean toward Enzo winning this match just because he's, had Jishan's number for the full season and he's been the #1 player, or do you go with the guy who won the last meeting?
Gut would go with Enzo historically. I mean, he has something to prove,
4.
obviously. We haven't seen him lose that many matches. There's a big difference between losing to someone once and losing to someone twice. As, if you lose to someone once and then you come out strong and beat them, you can kind of write it off. Whereas if they beat you again, then it's a bit more of a talking point, I guess is the best way to phrase it. So I'm sure Enzo would be pretty determined to try and get the upper hand here. And then, of course, Jishan's in front of a Princeton crowd.
Let.
It is not an insignificant crowd. These folks are lively. These guys just getting warmed up.
It's definitely going to be a crowd pleaser of a match, that's for sure.
Who do you like after the rally gets beyond the 5th or 6th ball?
It depends on like the balance of the point. I think Enzo is better in a rally. Jishan's not geared towards playing long rallies. He wants to finish 3rd ball if he can. If Enzo's backed off a little bit and Jishan's playing big shots still, then you've got to favor Jishan. But if it's like a 50-50 rally and the balance is kind of neutral between both players, then maybe Enzo.
Leong down the line. Risky shot, but he's got to take chances against Angles. Wow.
6-0.
Angles even at 6 points apiece. Had the chance to sit down with Enzo earlier today. Conversation, parts of it will be shared as we get closer to championship weekend. Comes from a table tennis family. Also was a soccer player growing up. Maddie, excited to see a husband versus wife in doubles for just the 2nd time this season?
Yeah, I mean, make things interesting, that's for sure.
Oh, big forehand.
7-0.
These two guys just continue to trade haymakers back and forth here through the opening 14 points. No margin between them.
There's a somewhat conflicted looking Hong Lin on the bench. I remember we spoke to her in Winter Haven, I think, after these two played each other.
7-8.
I think she phrased it as being a win-win for her.
Either her teammate, doubles partner wins, or her life partner prevails. Oh my. Jishan
8-8.
ripping it.
Enzo's not shying away from it. Yeah, there's a little bit more power than he might have expected on that one. But Enzo's covering that cross-court angle. Enzo not too thrilled with that ball, so he returns it to the umpire. The players do, or the teams I should say, do choose I think it's 12 balls each before the start of the match.
8, 9.
And so picking that up a little late.
We're tied 9-all.
9.
So far, this feels a whole lot like the Florida-Chicago match, in that almost every game was tied 9-9.
From a weekend like this one, I think you'd come to expect a lot of close and high-pressure exchanges.
Leong leads by 1.
10-9.
Jishan able to finish off game number 1 over Enzo Ang, the #1 player in the league. So Jishan, just like he did yesterday against Daniel Gorak, setting the tone against the other team's top star. Glad we get to watch 2 more games to 11 with these two guys, as they certainly bring the fireworks.
Second game, Revolution to
Princeton
serve.
Now 7 points clear of Florida. 20 more
0,
points still
0.
up for grabs this evening. Princeton's magic number down to 14. As game 2 begins, Enzo Ang
0,
taking the
1.
opening point on Jishan's serve. We talked to Enzo yesterday after he took 2 out of 3 games against Damian Provost, but when we talked to him, he was not particularly in a great mood because he had a chance to take all 3 games. Part of the tricky format of Major League Table Tennis. Enzo had won the first 2 games in not dominant fashion, but relatively comfortably, 11-5 and 11-7. Game number 3 was tied 9-9. Enzo thought he had the match on his paddle. He had 2 errors, which cost him. And he was still talking about those errors today. Enzo Ang is just the type of guy, I feel like the misses stay with him way more than the makes, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're fewer and farther between.
2, 3.
He just sets himself a really high standard. Of course, we have, I guess, I would say unofficial mascots for both teams in the house tonight. There's a Revolutionary with a hobby horse and a Gold Rush
4,
minor of sorts. That was Henry. You can hear him in the background as well. There he is. He's identified himself by taking the beard down.
4,
And there's
2.
Princeton Revolution. Good to see a bit of character in the audience as well as on the table.
I believe that Carolina Gold Rush mascot is one of Ramon Lawrence's students.
4,
Yes.
3.
Good way to earn a little extra credit with the teacher. Have you
Five.
noticed anything tactically different from Enzo here in game 2?
I feel like he's slowed down a little bit. He was kind of hyper-aggressive in the first game. Looks like he's playing a little bit steadier into Jishan's backhand side.
4, 5.
That caught the edge.
5, 5.
A late apology from Jishan, but he will take that equalizer by that much.
Interesting to see Enzo moving across to the forehand side for the serve. Sometimes that helps you get different angles across the table.
Oh, Leong was leaning left, and Enzo went right back behind him.
Nice curve on that shot too, just kind of whipped the ball around Jishan.
Jishan guessed wrong there. Obviously, these guys are very familiar with one another. It's the 5th time they've played a singles match, 3 games to 11 this season.
Oh man, what a shot from Enzo. A big smile and a celebration towards the Revolution owners.
5, 8.
This is high-level stuff.
Let's play.
For a moment,
8.
it was the first time in either of these first 2 games that either player led by more than 2 points. And so building the 8-5 lead, but Jishan bringing it back to a 2-point game.
8-6.
Anglais still a couple serves here to create some separation. (9-6) for Anglais.
9-6.
You can see the service positions made it a bit of difference for Enzo. He's moved across to try and get more cross-court angle to the short forehand. So he's trying to break the ball wider to the short forehand.
Great shot right there. Lined it up, hit it sharply.
6.
Ball still
10.
spinning on the table. Long after that point ended. Game points for Enzo to even up this match at a game apiece.
Oh, not against a forehand
7,
haymaker like that.
10.
Jishan fights off the first. Saw Leong make some incredible comebacks against Daniel Gorak yesterday. Leong stays alive impressively.
8.
Serving 8.
Gold rush serve.
And that is game. Big fist pump from Angles.
11-8.
Well, 21 singles matches this year. He has won at least a game in every single one of them. And he will not be swept today. Still got a chance to win it. Game 3 between Angles and Leong. Moments away.
Okay.
1 point apiece in this first singles match of the night
Third
session.
game.
And
Gold
I ask
rush
you, Matt
serve.
Hetherington, what are
0,
the things you'll be
0.
looking for early in game 3 as the players try to claw an early edge?
Serving position from Enzo. I mean, he changed it in the second game. Looks like he's returning to the corner for the third game.
1-0.
Usually an indicator
Wait.
how
Behind.
how big and how many forehands we're seeing from
Thank you.
Jishan as well. But also where he's playing them. I mean, Enzo's kind of ready for that cross-court angle. That's a good change from Jishan. He plays the first one cross-court. Enzo's there ready with the counter, but plays the next one down the line. He definitely has to change. He can't get stuck in these cross-court forehand rallies with Enzo. He's got to move the ball around. Can be tough when you're playing with a lot of power to focus as well on like accurate placement.
Wait.
Leong lunging to try and stay in the point. 2-all.
Enzo is a player who's smart enough to figure out that Jishan is a big fan of the step around forehand. And Enzo moving across with the serve here again. Very aggressive forehand there from Enzo Ang.
3-3.
Would your advice to both players be aggressive, or would you advise one of them to lay back a little bit and pick your spots?
I think they have to be aggressive. I mean, if they're not, the other player will be. That's kind of the situation that's going on out there now. But you have to set those shots up well, and being aggressive, think about where you're heading as well.
Oh my. Enzo wound up like he was going to hit a winner, and Jishan just flicked it back, and we're tied at 4.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good showcase of the point of being aggressive but hitting to the wrong spot. You're actually kind of almost doing your opponent a favor by lending them all your power.
4-5. Enzo, warning.
So, a little bit surprised. Kind of fell into that trap 2 points in a row.
Fans cheering for Jishan.
We're going to be hearing Koyo in the next match, I think.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one, Kai and Koyo. A lot of firepower in that one as well.
Enzo again,
5-5.
trying to carry the ball cross court.
Five all.
5-6.
I feel like the errors have gone up a little bit here in this third game compared to the first two games when both players were teeing off hitting winners.
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes down to tension, just muscle tension,
6-0.
especially for the short play.
How did this one flummox Enzo?
Maybe a strange bounce for him. He looks like he was ready for it.
6-6. Gold rush to serve.
Maybe too big of a swing on the backhand. I mean, obviously he missed it. There's the commish and his family sitting in the stands.
I enjoyed the warm reception he got from the home crowd here this evening. Well deserved.
Well, frustration building a little bit for Enzo Ang. He smacked the ball away after dropping that point. Six serving 7.
Kind of surprised given the given the standard that's been set by the umpires that he didn't get carded for smacking the ball out like that. This match has been as close as anything.
All the way through. And Blaze back in front.
Short ball pops up. Certainly can't afford that against a player like Enzo.
Let's.
I feel like this is almost
7-8.
a must-have point here for Jishan with Enzo getting 2 serves on the other side. And Enzo sends the return long.
8.
Enzo nodding his head. He knows he's got to be decisive in a match like this, especially on serve return.
8-8. Gold rush.
8 all. Oh, goodness! Gan Leong has had all the answers tonight.
Seen some unreal forehand counters. Enzo just getting punished for playing forehand cross court.
9-8.
Not too many players have sent Enzo flailing for a ball like that. Absolutely unreal.
If that's not the point of the weekend, I don't know what is. Enzo Ang and Gan Leong putting everything on the table here. They will leave this matches with no regrets.
9-9.
And I look forward to your 30-minute breakdown of that 30-second point. Wow. 9 all. One game apiece. Gan Leong has 2
9-9.
serves.
Red.
Adds to the tension a bit.
Deep breath.
Leong back in front by 1.
Enzo just really didn't make contact.
10.
Ball just kind of
9.
fell off his racket there.
Shin Leong trying to finish off this match on his serve
10. 9.
against his wife's doubles partner, who we'll see on the other side of the table in just a little bit.
Oh boy, it gets better.
I had a feeling this one was going to go the distance. 1 game all, 10 all. Enzo will serve on golden point. This is really
10,
fun.
10. Gold rush to serve.
Angle's able to finish it. And as big of a celebration as we've seen from the #1 player all season long. After dropping a match to Jishan in February, Enzo Ang digs deep. 2 out of 3 for the Gold Rush superstar. What a match.
There's some big Enzo fans in the crowd up there. A couple of placards with "We Love Enzo." Looks like that's who Enzo launched his celebration towards up there.
That was really high-level stuff from both players. And
What a way to open the
Angles
match.
improves to 18-3 in singles matches this year. He's now 4-2 in singles games on the weekend, 47-16 on the season. And Enzo Angles has put the headset on. This was your 21st singles match in Major League Table Tennis, a little different from the previous 20, considering the atmosphere and the level.
Is that a question?
Doesn't matter.
How did this match? How did this match?
You know what? That's a difference. It's because I can literally put the same intensity with 0 spectators around. And I mean, of course, it's nicer. Of course, it's nicer. But honestly, the happiness I feel inside is the same thing. I'm just so happy right now because honestly, I think it's the first game of the MLTT season that I put as less forehand as I did now. And as easy mistakes, let's say easy mistake, even it's never easy, as I did now. And I'm very happy because I kept calm all the time. I always kept thinking, and from 1-0 I changed a few things. And it made my forehand come back.
And I noticed, especially in the second game, you kind of switched your service position.
Of course.
What was your thought pattern behind this to try and get
the
across?
thought is that I need to start again to win point on my serve, and that I need to feel more aggressive after. So it doesn't matter. I could literally serve like that from my forehand side. I just need to give him a mental signal that is like, oh shit, something is different, you know.
Golden point, 10-all in game 3. What's going through your mind on that serve?
Golden point and what? 1-1-10. What?
It was 10-all. Golden point. Last point you played.
I don't know.
It was a shorter ball toss.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, was that? I'm lost. No, I cannot think.
Catch your breath. You got to play against Jishan again in doubles here pretty soon with his wife. So get ready for that.
Yeah, thank you.
And so, I mean, look, we've talked to Enzo Angles a lot this year. He's won more often than he's lost, and then some. And I don't. He says he's just happy to win. He's always happy to win, but
this is different.
Different, yeah,
different.
Absolutely different. All right.
Number 5 versus number 6 in the league here in this matchup between Jang and Koyo Kanamitsu.
1.
Who do you like?
Koyo. I mean, I like both players. But I think Koyo's the underdog of the league, for, you know, in my opinion.
1-all.
Kai has really good quality, obviously, on both wings, but I think that kind of plays into Koyo maybe a little bit more. I think Koyo struggles with the slower, more European styles.
1-2.
So I think this is a more comfortable style matchup for him. It's definitely not going to be an easy match.
1-2. Let.
Of course, this is Kai Jang's first appearance for the Gold Rush this weekend.
3,
Netball double belts
1.
winner for Koyo Kanamitsu. Youngster from Tokyo, Japan. Kai Jang originally from China. Moved to Pleasantville, New York
4,
at age 15.
1.
When he could not speak a word of English, he became fluent in less than 3 years. Oh my.
1-5.
Well, Koyo's up 5-1, including a couple of netball winners.
I think we know whose house we're in here.
The Revolution greased the net before the game. They say they even out.
One, 6.
Kai so far taking swings, not finding the table. You know, he talked about his match with Desantalan last time these two teams matched up, and kind of impressed on the fact that he felt like he overhit a lot in the match and did too much.
Oh, goodness. Koyo Kanamitsu unleashing the fury. Kai Jang staggering backwards. Yeah, Koyo's just locked in right now.
Yeah, this pace is comfortable for Koyo. You know, you give him speed and he plays just quick, snappy counters.
Domination from Koyo Kanamitsu. We have seen so many close games, it's jarring to see one that's that one-sided, but Koyo Kanamitsu, with a little good fortune mixed in, obliterates Kai Jang in game number 1. Koyo Kanamitsu did not spend much time over by his bench talking strategy, because what are you going to change after that buzzsaw of a performance that we just witnessed in game 1?
Well, I think the question more is, what is Kai Jang going to change?
Right.
I think he's got to bring things down a notch and get some shots on the table. First ball has to go in, but he's got to know that Koyo is pretty well balanced and ready to counter. There's the link for the MLTT Fantasy League at fantasizer.com. It's a good chance to create a bit more of a vested interest in the teams and players by creating your own Fantasy League team each round, and of course gathering points across the season. Of course, Evan will tell you that season standings don't matter that much.
Well, look, if you're trying to encourage someone to sign up, and saying that's all about the full season standings, they're probably not going to come back with just 2 regular season weekends left plus the championship. But the fact of the matter is there are prizes to be won every single weekend.
Yeah,
so that should be the focus.
That should be the focus.
And I understand how you don't want to think of it that way, because 5 weekends in a row I've finished with more points. I should say my team has finished with more points than your team has. Now this weekend is looking like it's probably going to go more in your favor, but I would hope so, because number 1, you're the expert, and number 2, you know, this is like a Jimmy Connors, Vitas Gerulaitis type thing.
I know who Jimmy Connors is. I don't know who the other person is. Enjoyed that passionate response, Evan. I'm sure Sean will have something to add to it.
Our friendly Pacific Northwestern comrade has been pretty quiet tonight, at least in terms of buzzing our phones. Maybe he's active in the chat.
Just a significant quantity of laughter out of that one.
4-5.
Koyo still with the lead, but Kai's making a bit more impact here in the second game. Gets a point straight off the serve. 5-5.
5.
I think
5.
this is a really important stage for Kai to really put the pressure on. Remember, the one thing that stood out about Koyo, despite a lot of good performances in individual games, is that consistency in terms of being able to claim 3-game sweeps has not really been there. So there's an opportunity for Kai to shift the momentum of the game and of the match.
Six all here in game 2. Kai Jang has been much more competitive. The other thing that's noteworthy right now, Matt, is mathematically Carolina is 1 point away from officially clinching first place heading into championship weekend.
6-7.
Be stunned if it didn't happen at some point this evening.
Of course, when it comes to the crossover, the number 1 player, number 1 team from the East face off against the number 2 team from the West. So definitely,
7-7.
even though it's a 2-team qualification to the finals, the position matters very much. See West Division standings in the bottom right.
Can I make a bold prediction?
Yeah.
Right here, right now?
7.
I think what we are watching right now will be the championship match in Chicago. I think it's going to be Carolina beating the 2 seed from the West in the semi. And I think Princeton beats the 1 seed from the West in the semi. And I think
7-9.
we don't know what the matchups are going to be come championship weekend. But this is interesting data that both coaches are gathering.
That is bold. It's bold. I like bold, though.
Do you agree?
8,
Part
9.
of me wants to, but I think
Timeout, Revolution.
if Princeton Revolution would match up against the Bay Area, the style matchup is important. And if you look at naturalized Chinese players that are now based in the US, Tao and Jang and Ma Jinbao have won significantly more accolades than Jin Shin and Liang Jishan. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a bold prediction.
Every game they can. Keep this out. Middle of their playoff berth. And you, the fans here in New Jersey, are helping sway that to the right direction for the Revolution. They can hear you cheering, and I know they love
But, I like Princeton's chances if they make the playoff. I think they're a solid team. Personally, I think that they've come together as a team better than any other team in the league. And I genuinely credit that not just to their coach, Matthias, but to their ownership.
8, 9,
I think Roger and
gold rush to serve.
Andre, showing up every match, have done such an incredible job of bringing the team together and really making them feel like one unit.
10, 8.
Koyo Kanamitsu, 3 game points here.
Koyo Kanamitsu in a much closer contest in game 2, but the result remains the same. And Princeton is back in front 3-2. Carolina does not clinch that top spot just yet. Game 3 underway. Both players come out firing, and Koyo just picks up right where he left off.
This Koyo Kanamitsu is exactly the player that the team have invested in and wanted to show up for their matches. He's fresh off the back of winning the championship division of the Austrian League, and has just raised the bar this weekend.
Hey, let me ask you this, and this is a tough question.
1, 2.
You mentioned how in a potential Bay Area Princeton matchup, Tao and Jimbama have an advantage, but in the CD spots, I think it's fair to say Princeton might have the advantage.
2.
2 of the 3 of Pryshchepa, DeSantalan, and Kanamitsu, unlike the rest of the season, you can play your top players, whoever you want, at the championship event. I don't think you have to sit one of them out. So who are the top players amongst this trio, and is it the same players no matter who they're playing in your mind, or is it matchup based perhaps?
I think matchup based, obviously, very important.
Between Pryshchepa, DeSantalan, and Koyo, I mean, is DeSantalan the odd man out there? Or?
I mean, he's a defensive player, so you could put him in. Sonura Silva, not the strongest against defensive, likes a lot of speed. Lachine.
What a moment that would be, by the way. Silva facing his old team in the semifinals, potentially.
Yeah, so the matchup, definitely important, especially in the CD. Because Lachine has a lot of experience and really good touch, so he could definitely deliver. I could see Sonura pairing up okay with Pryshchepa, and then also the other way around as well.
Koyo Kanamitsu is in a special zone right now for the Revolution.
Change.
Violent forehand winner.
It's like one of the spectators is yelling out, "No mercy."
5, 4.
Looking forward to this doubles match. It's the second time all season we've seen Jishan and Hong Lin on the table at the same time. Husband and wife playing for opposite teams.
4, 6.
And they were both high draft picks. I got to imagine they probably hope to be drafted by the same team going into the season. But then all of a sudden they're adversaries. Service error there for Kai Jang.
4-7.
Rejected by the net. Kind of rolled along it a little bit, but then fell down on the same side. Now, this is an important position for Koyo. Remember, in the golden game yesterday, he had the chance to finish things off. Kind of pulled the trigger a little bit too early in 3 of the 4 points that he played.
7.
So the finish line's in sight here for him. He's played great all match. He's got to be sensible about how he approaches the finish.
We've been on him all season for his inability to sweep a match 3 straight games.
Oh.
6-8.
By the way, it's also far from a certainty that the Bay Area Blasters are going to finish the season #1.
Oh, yeah.
So there could be a Princeton-Portland semifinal, could be a Princeton-Texas semifinal.
Yep.
7.
Someone out there in the Pacific Northwest, north of Portland and the state of Washington is like, why don't you say it could be a Seattle-Princeton final? It could be a Seattle-Princeton final, but my goodness, the Seattle squad has a lot of work to do. That's long. 9-7 lead for Koyo Kanamitsu. 2 points away from completing the sweep.
Let's.
Koyo overcooks the counter. A little bit too rushed. He's got to temper himself here. Otherwise, Kai Jang's going to have a chance to steal the 3rd game.
He's got that chance. 9-all. Kai Jang serving twice. As good as Gan Leong and Koyo Kanamitsu have played, it would frankly be pretty stunning if it's 3-3 after these 2 singles matches.
9-9.
Miss hit by Jang on the 3rd ball.
9-10.
And it's a game point for Koyo. It's 10-all.
10-10.
Well, each game has gotten closer and closer. It's going to go to a golden point here in the 3rd.
We saw 6 golden points earlier tonight in the match between Florida and Chicago. Here's our 2nd of the evening with Princeton and Carolina. Koyo Kanamitsu serves. And takes game 3 to complete the sweep. Koyo Kanamitsu, 11-1, 11-8. And in a much more heart-stopping fashion, he hangs on and takes game 3, 11-10. Princeton now 10 points clear of Florida in the East Division standings. Plenty of points still up for grabs tonight. Koyo Kanamitsu, after the sweep over Jang, joins us. Koyo, you got off to a phenomenal start. Congratulations, by the way, on the 3-0 sweep. 11-1 in game number 1, 11-10 in game number 3. How did the match become more competitive as it progressed?
Okay, because yesterday I played so much aggressive and missed a lot of easy balls. So today I want to start to be safe and try to play more short games. Yeah, and first game he missed a lot, some short and yeah, and some lucky balls for me.
Does it make a big difference for you playing in front of this audience? Because I've been waiting for you to win 3-0 for the whole season. I think this, for me, was your best match so far.
Yeah, because right now we are not pretty sure in playoffs. So this match very important for us.
How familiar were you with Kai? This is your first time playing against each other in a singles match in MLTT.
Have you played him before?
No,
Kai?
never.
Never.
So, yeah.
What was it like adjusting? I mean, you're pretty...
I think he played very safe.
For this
Yeah,
match.
I don't know if he's nervous or something. Yeah.
For sure. I'd be nervous if you were playing like this.
Koyo, enjoy the 3-0 sweep, get a breather, and we'll see you in the Golden Game. Thank you.
Thank you.
So the sweep for Princeton. 3-0 in second singles, and now here we go. Both these doubles teams swept their doubles matches yesterday. Enzo and Hong won 3-0 against Chicago. Jishan and Angela won 3-0 over Florida. And oh, by the way, Gan Leong for Princeton is married to Hong Lin for Carolina. So there's that subtext as well as we get started. And Jishan rips the backhand winner.
I must say, and I know whoever this person is, maybe it's parents, maybe it's someone else, probably not watching this, but phenomenal babysitters.
1-1.
Hong and Jishan, I think, have been at almost every
Let's-
MLTT East Division weekend at the same time.
All but one.
One, two.
I think Hong and Jishan have a 3-year-old son, 3 or 4. Really, the big question is, how would I do in a table tennis match against their 3 or 4-year-old son? I'm not confident in my game at all. My guess is that their offspring, even at 4 years old, would probably teach me a few things.
Yeah, 3-4 is still a little early, but
Well, I appreciate your confidence. Look, we've seen Princeton struggle in doubles all year long, but yesterday they had a 3-0 sweep. And that was the first time we've seen that against Florida. First time they'd ever beaten Florida in a doubles match.
yeah.
What stood out to you about the way Jishan and Angela worked yesterday?
I think they just moved together really well. I mean, typically Jishan's ended up backed off the table too much. I don't think he did as much yesterday, but I feel like Princeton's having kind of an epiphany this weekend. And they're really kind of just laying waste to the potential idea of a home court disadvantage. Really rising to the occasion in the singles and in the doubles. Of course, you know, up against Enzo and Hong.
Oh.
4-5.
It's a tough ask for them, but it would send a really strong message if they can come out with the score advantage in this doubles match. Hong just puts that on blast.
It's a good example of what makes Hong Lin just so solid. She's gained so much confidence as the season has progressed. Enzo has instilled that confidence in her. I asked him what he's most proud of this season, and he talked about the partnership he's had playing with Hong Lin and empowering her to go for her shots and all the success they've had together.
Oh.
6-6.
Angela Guan kind of scooped over the net post. Wasn't quite around the net, but onto the edge of the table.
Seven, 6. Seven, 6. Let's play.
Of course, you'll see the umpires standing up during a doubles match. They're going to have a
7-0.
bit more of a vantage point to see which side of the table the ball's being served on. Has to go across the diagonal, but needs to bounce in those squares on both sides. Sometimes players, if they're standing too far over to the right, can actually serve the first bounce on the wrong side as well.
Hong Lin puts that point away. And an 8-7 lead for Carolina.
Can they do it? Yes, they can. Can they do it? Yes, they can. 7, 8.
8-all.
And dumps that serve from Guan into the net. Definitely need to see if Angela's close to the table. That long pip swipe she played against Hong worked really well. Enzo going in for broke there.
8.
If Enzo can get a good quality ball and get Angela to chop, Hong being short pips pen hold, much more comfortable style against a chopper.
What is Enzo saying? He said he knew something.
Not entirely sure.
9-all. Good stuff from Princeton.
10-9. 10-9.
Wow.
A big show there from Hong Lin.
It looked like Jishan thought he was going to win it with that last swing, but Enzo sends it back and lets out a roar. 10-10 again.
Interesting to see Bastien DuPont peering through the curtains when he could be on the bench.
Princeton takes game one of the doubles by the thinnest of all margins. Gan Leong and Angela Guan win the golden point on Enzo's serve. And it's a 5-2 lead for the Revolution as they inch closer and closer to punching their ticket to the playoffs. That's 4 games in a row for Gan Leong and Angela Guan. Not like they've been dominant, Matt. Their 4 wins have come by the scores of 11-9, 11-10, 11-10, 11-10.
Second game.
They're 3-0 in Golden Points playing together this weekend.
Yes.
It's not a bad record to have.
Gotta like what you're seeing from Jishan. Confident strike. Leong hitting to Hong Lin this game. That's husband hitting to his wife. Remember when David Wong and his wife Joni were coaching against one another, Joni warned David before the match that I will not cook for you anymore if things go a certain way. I think Joni ended up winning, so I assume she's still happy to cook for David from time to time.
Well, he looked happy out there today, so it's usually the sign of a well-fed individual. 4-0 start here for the Princeton Revolution. Jishan with a smile as he tries to flick that ball down the line.
By the way, I don't want to perpetuate the stereotype that only the women can do the kitchen. In my house, I do most of the cooking.
Glad to hear it.
And one day I'll have you over and show you.
I can cook as well, you know.
Yeah? What's your specialty?
My specialty is actually winging it.
I like it.
But probably like a bacon and mushroom carbonara. Be up there.
Count me in. When can we get an MLTT event in the DC area just so I can go to Matt's house for some carbonara? Looking forward to that in 2025.
Now that that's been said on the live stream, I hope nobody publishes my address.
Timeout, Revolution.
4 straight points at the start for Princeton, and now Carolina's on a 3-0 spurt, so Matthias Habasson wants to nip that in the bud. Timeout taken by the Revolution. Let's eavesdrop.
Now I'm going to give you a fun fact
Angela,
that you might
stay
not
closer
know.
a little bit.
But
She's playing now this high trajectory, you know? You stay closer, go low and go to this, against this, work with the ball, okay? Don't run away and be, no, just confidence in the ball, okay?
You never know the drama that's going to unfold on this table.
Yes.
We are here for it. There's 20 seconds left in
So,
this
guys.
timeout. The Revolution ready
Good
to
start.
come
We are
back
leading. Everything
and
is
try and
okay.
take
Everything's
this
fine.
game
Come on.
to take it a 2-0 lead here.
Yeah,
in
when
the
you play it,
double
you be
match.
ready, okay? Be active immediately.
We heard also the same yesterday from Matthias. The players are up by 1 point. You're leading, you're fine. This is the rhetoric of Matthias Harbison.
And it has been interesting this season to observe kind of the evolution of how coaches use their timeouts. And you got these tools, want to maximize them and try to be aggressive with them in a way. Pick your spots wisely. Good timeout can be a valuable momentum-changing tool. After that timeout, though, Enzo Ang and Hong Lin still win the point. That's 4 in a row for the Gold Rush. Good luck and good night.
Anything that's even remotely popped up is going to get put away by a player like Jishan.
Not the same easy angle, but the same dominant result on the Jishan forehand.
That, given the ball that Enzo played, was an unbelievably impressive forehand counter. Enzo putting the pressure in to the body of Leong. Carolina still trail by 1.
You know, one of the game-changing dynamics for Princeton as we head toward the playoffs. I mean, their doubles has always been a liability, but right now Leong and Guan have found something. And we asked Matthias Habasson after the match yesterday, you know, why Jishan instead of Ievgen. And he said it was just a gut feeling. It's worked out so far, but as well as it could.
7-5.
Jishan's just been so solid with his attacking game. Enzo still really sticking to his guns here. He's still going in for the attack. Has to keep going for them. At the end of the day, you know, you kind of have to challenge Jishan to keep trying to take those shots and hope that he makes less than half of them. Looking pretty unstoppable out there. I think anytime that Angela's pushed the ball long, Enzo has to open. Has to open. If he pushes the ball, Jishan's been all over it.
I'm going to double check this, Matt, but I don't think Enzo and Hong Lin have lost the doubles match together all season. I think they're 19-0 and the team's 20 matches.
9-7.
They're back within 2, but they're just 2 points away from experiencing defeat in a doubles match for the first time. Angelo went for the attack. I think it was the right choice.
Yep, definitely.
Just missed it.
Well set up off the serve of Liang Jishan. Was probably a little bit deeper on the table than she was prepared for.
1 point game.
And Enzo drives the ball into the corner. Hong again getting verbal in these crucially important points.
Jishan and Hong are both incredibly professional, really talented players. This can't be that easy to play in front of all these people against your spouse like this.
And Jishan somehow gets the ball down the line.
9-10.
Game point, Princeton. Jishan Leong and Angela Guan have taken the first 2 games in doubles tonight.
Hong just left shaking her head. Probably wondering who's the man that I married out there hitting all of these ridiculous shots. Look at that. I mean, that's almost below the table.
You don't think she's saying, yeah, that's my husband?
No. Just sends it for a winner out there. 2-0 for the Princeton Revolution duo. You asked about the pressure of the situation, the team pairings in the crowd. I think in a lot of situations, I mean, at this level of table tennis, everything just kind of melts away. And it's just you and your doubles partner against 2 people at the other end of the table. I mean, I've played in, you know, in front of audiences around this size and a little bit bigger, and yeah, you kind of go into it nervous thinking, well, there's so many people watching, but once a table tennis match starts, you're so zoned in, you can't afford to concentrate on anything apart from the ball and the racket of your opponent, so everything becomes just really, really zoomed in.
But you've never played in front of this many people against your spouse.
No, and it's not something I have to worry about.
One day that might change, you never know.
What, you want me to marry a table tennis player? I don't know.
Yes.
They're fun people. Game 3. Opening point goes to Carolina.
1-0.
Gold Rush remain just 1 point away from officially clinching the top spot. #1 seed in the East Division.
1-1.
The only way Carolina would not be the top seed is if they lost every game tonight, including the Golden game, and then lost 21-0 tomorrow against Florida. So mathematically, this is the time where they would clinch it. 1 more point.
Angela puts the serve into the net.
Shake it off! Shake it off! Shake it off! Shake it off!
We're naming Taylor Swift songs.
This time Enzo cracks the forehand.
Enzo cracks a forehand, not the Taylor Swift song yet.
Lots of short play there. Is really good judgment there from Enzo. As soon as that ball drifted half long.
My sense is, Matt, you're not a Swiftie.
Definitely, no, not at all.
2-4.
Similar to the spouse situation, there's still time. Look out.
3-4.
I think Hong's got to step up the attack a little bit against Angela's defensive play.
They're going to switch sides, and the order's going to change here.
Well spotted, Evan. So of course, Enzo will play to Angela now. No, look, I'm ahead of my time.
Frustrated foot stomp there from Jishan after the miss. 6-3 lead for the Gold Rush. Jishan taking his frustration out of the ball with a strong return. Forcing his wife to reach far across.
Oh! Well, I mean, you can't do anything about it. You cannot do anything about that. That is beyond the realms of absurdity. That is ridiculous.
Timeout, Carolina. Crafty video editors out there could put together a pretty crazy reel of Jishan winners just from tonight alone.
I don't think you need to edit it that much. I think you can just let it play out in full.
No, just get more, a little bit of quality.
Just getting hyped up. Because I'm telling you right now, you are literally the best crowd that we've ever had with Major League Table Tennis.
So, you focus for one ball. You focus for one ball. Was my best shot. Yeah, my best speed. Good quality. One ball. You just focus for a good ball.
Okay, no problem.
No problem, no problem. Come on, fight.
Fight 1 set.
He cannot do everything.
Enzo's literally saying, "This is my best quality ball." What? Look at his face. I mean, what? You can't do anything about that. Enzo's ball quality and the placement of that ball all the way over on the backhand line. you could never predict that Jishan was gonna, he just threw down a landmine.
Revolution to serve. 7-5.
This is the mentality that's important here. Enzo has to keep going. He's got to keep putting heavy spin on the ball, keep driving the ball deep on the table. And he's just got to hope that Jishan doesn't land monstrous counters against everything.
8-5.
Right, it's a game of playing the odds, really. You can see Enzo just shaking his head there behind Hong. Finds the sweet spot there, gets Jishan to play pretty soft for one of the first times we've seen in this entire match.
5-9.
Oh, Jishan keeps it alive off the net ball and wins the point. That's ridiculous. Watch the movement from Jishan. He kept it alive off the net and then comes to the other side of the table completely and with no smirk on his face whatsoever, just says, give me that.
Big risk there. It's the second time he's tried to do it this match.
After the miss, we got a little smirk on the face, as if to say, just gave you one. And that'll end it.
11-6.
Carolina salvages a point. The Gold Rush do not get swept. But Jishan wins the husband-wife battle, taking 2 out of 3 with his MLTT doubles partner, Angela Guan.
Enzo Ang shaking hands there with Jishan at the end, just shaking his head with a big smile.
It's been a really fun night of table tennis so far here in Lawrenceville, New Jersey.
There's Enzo getting a consolation hug from the from the Princeton owners.
It does seem appropriate that officially the Carolina Gold Rush clinched the top seed in the East Division playoffs with the doubles team getting them there, because
right.
Enzo and Hong Lim playing together all season long have been a dominant duo. But ironically, today's doubles match belongs to the Princeton Revolution, and we're joined by Angela Guan. Angela, you started with, what, a couple Universe Point Golden Point wins yesterday in doubles, and you start this one with another 10-all point today. What's your and Jishan's secret? How have you found a rhythm playing together?
I think yesterday was we had really good momentum from yesterday, and we're able to keep that up today and, yeah, not change.
Can you talk me through what goes through your head as a doubles partner when Jishan's just out there hitting everything like crazy? I mean, it has to help take some pressure off you, but does it make you nervous that he's swinging that much and that often?
Yeah, I think when the fans are screaming and super surprised by his big forehand shots, I'm just as surprised, but it gives me confidence for sure. He's a great player, and yeah, Coach Matthias tries to leverage our strengths during the doubles as well with his coaching.
Angela, we asked Matthias after the match yesterday what went into the decision to play Jishan at doubles instead of Ievgen or someone else, and Matthias said it was just a gut feeling, but it feels like you guys have found something heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see. I trust Coach Matthias's gut, and let's keep going with it.
All right, well said. Congrats on taking 2 out of 3, the win over Carolina, and we'll see you in the Golden Game. Thank you, Angela.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, Princeton has a 6-3 lead, which means that if Matthew de Santalan and Jinshin Wong can earn 3 more points before the Golden Game, and Princeton can win the Golden Game, the Revolution won't need to wait until tomorrow to celebrate their playoff berth. They are 9 points away from doing so. There are 12 points still up for grabs in this match. And here we go with a couple of Frenchmen meeting in MLTT for the first time in singles.
Be interesting to know if they've played in the French league before, French national championships.
The crowd is going to enjoy.
Don't.
He almost broke the net.
The first point of the match.
It's unclear who won the point. I thought it caught the table off the top of the net. Umpire was very delayed.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
Just skimmed the.
Now we're even 1-1.
I think if you look at this matchup, I would say the Santalan probably a little bit of a favorite in terms of the standings between two French players, obviously.
2-1.
And you're not just talking about being a fan favorite, because when he plays, the crowd tends to really enjoy watching him. His different defensive style, but obviously able to attack with gusto.
2-2.
Yeah, we've seen some of the most incredible points of MLTT from De Santalan.
2-all, opening game.
3-2.
DuPont had a really great match yesterday. Very, very close match. He's been playing pretty well this weekend.
He went to 3 straight golden points against Daniele.
Yeah.
Lost 2 out of 3, but he was right there against one of the better players in the league. And it has certainly been that, especially since October.
I mean, anything can happen. The style matchup in this match in particular is always really important. You know, DuPont, he could play up, he could be more comfortable playing against defense, or he could struggle more. So aside from the level of both players, it factors in as well.
When these two teams met in February, De Santalan really flummoxed Jang, swept in 3 straight games.
Yeah, he's had some interesting face-offs with Gonzalez as well in the East Coast matches. But generally, we've seen him have pretty solid performances.
The choices and the timing to just go on the attack suddenly. And he can strike a ball, can he?
7-2.
One of the things that's most difficult about De Santalan is how heavy the backspin on his chop is.
3-7.
Heavy ball. De Santalan has so much variation. He can go from chopping incredibly heavy to almost no spin at all. Also, we see him play with both sides of the racket too.
When his chop is coming with that heavy spin as you describe it, how do you handle it? What's the best way to manage that?
Really got to get under the ball, so you're driving a lot more from the legs and you're producing a lot more topspin to counter it. So usually a slower ball with heavier spin. Either that or you have to push and try and reset the rally. It actually looks like DuPont's struggling more with those kind of forehand topspin carries from De Santalan. A little bit of curl on the ball as well. You never really know what's coming with De Santalan.
That'll do it for game number 1. Last time Princeton and Carolina played, it was De Santalan and Wong in the final 2 positions in singles. They swept 6-0. Carolina put up more resistance tonight against the back half of this Princeton lineup that looks locked and loaded.
See that double fist clinch from Pryshchepa on the bench.
Fun to see more and more fans repping their favorite MLTT squad. You can join that fan parade at mltt.com/shop. The disclaimer is just wearing a Princeton shirt doesn't mean you can chop and attack like Matthew DeSantalon.
I feel like they'd probably sell out if that was the case.
Now, if you get his name stitched on the back, then you are Matthew DeSantalon, and you can do everything you can do, right?
If only it were that easy. I think there'd be people out there with a number of different names stitched on their back. Probably pick all of their favorite shots from their favorite players and try and assemble them together into one.
2-1. You look nervous. You look nervous.
DuPont takes that point, but one of the things that's so much fun watching with DeSantalon is his footwork. He knows that at any given moment, he might have to charge forward to the table to handle a drop from his opponent, and the way he comes in and backs up, and he always stays unbalanced.
Let me tell you, when it comes to footwork and how quickly players can move, DeSantalon is so deceptive. He's not a small guy, you know, very strong, big muscles, tall, you know, not light, but man, can he move. And not just like left and right, but as he said, in and out from the table as well.
Bastien DuPont gaining a little steam.
I've been doing golden point challenges, which I've done with all the players that have been at the last two matches, West and East. And when I played with DeSantalon, he ended up diving onto the floor to retrieve a ball, and then somehow got off his feet to retrieve a drop shot. So that's something that's kept me up at night, particularly yesterday. So yeah, I'm super impressed with his movement.
3-4. Drop him down. Drop him down. Drop him down.
4-all.
4-4. Pressure. 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 Pressure.
Swing and a miss from DeSantalon. A 5-4 lead for DuPont.
Let's go, Matthew. Let's go, Matthew.
And DuPont working in some more drops here. Just pushing the ball a little bit more. the start of the rally, deciding when to open up. Works the ball into the middle of the table more. DuPont just ends up throwing himself on the floor. Pryshchepa with a big grin.
DuPont's got a lead, but you wouldn't think it from this reaction. He looks like a little kid who's getting tossed around. Oh, goodness.
Look at that.
Can you believe it?
You can see his DuPont almost about to crack. He started to smile. The amount of work you have to do against DeSantolan to win 1 point is crazy. And
it's clear that he's decided his best strategy is to not send DeSantolan left to right. It's to send him in and out.
I mean, you have to do both at the same time, but look at the amount of area that DeSantolan's covering footwork-wise is crazy.
7,
DuPont
6.
is really trying to put the ball down the middle of the table. You know, when you're playing against a defensive player, when the ball goes wider to the backhand, they have more space to chop. Wider to the forehand, they have more space to attack. So a lot of the ball goes to the middle of the table. DuPont with a quick apology, but he'll be happy to take a lead here, 8-6, and a chance potentially here to draw the match up at 1-1. This time, DeSantolan flips the racket over for a backhand attack.
7,
It's crazy to see how versatile he is. He's got long pips on the black side that he uses for playing defensively, but we've seen him block and counter punch with it too, and switch to the forehand chop.
Oh my. Wow!
You hate to lose it. Bastion, look at that smile on Bastion's face.
Against any other player, Matt Hetherington, you get a chance to smash it like this, and they just give up. Not DeSantolan.
8-8.
Forehand attack out to the forehand corner. DuPont, he knows he needs to close this out quickly. These long rallies are exhausting for both players, but choppers are usually well prepared for them in terms of stamina.
9-all.
There's the racket flip again. Inverted rubber on the red side, allowing DeSantolan to attack with the backhand.
DeSantolan back in front.
10-9.
Great stuff from DuPont.
Just pressing the aggressive Enzo like that. He's smiling on the bench. DuPont, chance here to take game 2 with a golden point.
The 10th time this evening we've seen a golden point. DuPont serves. Into the net. DeSantolan takes game 2.
Perfectly set up there for Bastien DuPont. He served kind of a little empty with some side spin. DeSantolan returned the ball with the inverted rubber. DuPont just caught a little out of position. 11-10. Matthew de Santalan, 2 games to 0.
And the commenters, in the gallery, the commenters were telling me they could hear you guys cheering. Okay? The other commentators were talking. I need you so loud over the commentators, so make some noise. New Jersey,
Third game. Revolution to serve.
Well, Princeton
0-0.
now in a position where they need just one more point to put them in the spot of taking the Golden Game and punching their postseason ticket tonight and not waiting until the final day of the regular season to do it. Bastien DuPont looking to get one on the board for the Gold Rush. I mean, just a big picture perspective of what this Princeton team has gone through. You know, the first weekend of the year, they went
to the edge.
First weekend of the year, they went 0-3. Second weekend of the year, they went 1-2.
1-1.
And they lost their opening game against Carolina the first weekend in November. They were 1-6 through their first 7 matches overall. And then something flipped. Princeton has been on a roll ever since. Bastien DuPont.
Great point from Bastien DuPont. You got to feel for the guy. I mean, not just DuPont, but you know, the whole Carolina's team. They've brought their game to the table. But Princeton Revolution right now are just on a tear. I mean, Enzo, he played a great match against Jishan. Doubles, they gave it everything they had, but right now DuPont's just everything he has in the tank he's putting on the table. But
well, look, I mean, Carolina's been the best team in this division all year long. Talk about Princeton coming on strong.
Right.
The division has belonged to the Gold Rush. In fact, Carolina has not lost 2 matches in a single weekend at any point this season. That's on the line right now.
4-2.
They got to turn it on quick and win the Golden Game. They're going to be down going into the Golden Game regardless of what happens from here on out. Only thing they can do is win 3 of these final 5 games to give themselves a chance. 3 of the final 4.
Santalan, just rock solid defense. Backhand chop off the forehand corner of the table.
4-3.
Comes all the way across to cover the backhand. DuPont has done a really good job when he's been able to get the third ball attack out to the forehand corner. Any opportunity to win a point in a short rally is a blessing for the Carolina Gold Rush player right now.
3-5.
Oh my! It's Princeton's night, it appears.
Bastion is just appealing to the Princeton Revolution bench. You can't believe it.
4-5. Let's play.
It's just soul crushing. The ball came down and you just knew it was going to hit the back edge. appearances here. Look at that forehand counter.
Let me ask you this, man. I mean,
5.
whose performance from Princeton has impressed you the most tonight? Jishan, Koyo, or Danton?
I mean, it's only fair for me to say Koyo. I've been
6,
just
5.
drilling him into trying to win 3-0 for the whole season, knowing that he has the ability. I think it's the best that we've seen him play. You know, Danton, we've seen some really high-level play from him. Koyo, I think his focus has kind of been a little bit all over the place, but tonight he was on fire. DuPont
6, 7.
taking that 1-point lead again.
Oh, he saw the line and he went for it.
8,
He just sent it a smidge too far.
I love watching just the range of responses we get from DuPont.
Eight, 7.
Again, you know, DuPont's in position, but Danton has had his number in the big points.
It's funny, during these matches, we always see Enzo really, really engaged on the bench.
With Bastion.
With Bastion. Yeah, lots of hand signaling and advice coming from him.
Oh, they say they even out.
8,
And
9.
Bastion catches a break there.
Matthew. Eight, 9.
Danton, of all the players in the league, probably has the best chance to get that ball back. Two straight for Bastien DuPont on the receive side, and now he'll serve for game 3.
Then 8.
Hats off to Bastien DuPont for battling all the way to the finish line and taking a point from Matthew Danton, his countryman. Matthew certainly made him earn everything. Danton hung in there, but DuPont takes game 3, 11-8. It's an 8-4 score overall. Princeton with the lead as we head to the final singles match of the night. We're joined by Matthew Danton, who just earned 2 more points for his team. Matthew, you play such an exhilarating style of table tennis for the fans to watch. Do you feed off the crowd when there's an atmosphere like this?
Yes, I hear and I feel the atmosphere and it's nice. I love that, yes.
Your first time playing Bastion in MLTT, what was the matchup like? How familiar were you with your fellow Frenchman?
Here, yes, it's the first time I play against him, but in France I play him many times, so we know each other perfectly. So it was a difficult match, and I don't have a good feeling. I make many mistakes on not so hard ball. So I'm very happy with this win, 2-1. I prefer 3-0, but okay, 2-1 it's nice.
One of the things that I wanted to ask you, I mean, you twiddle your racket so much out there. You know, sometimes you're chopping with the inverted, you're chopping with the long pips, you're blocking with the long pips. All kinds of stuff is going on. Are these kind of like automatic things that you've just practiced a lot, or are you very conscious of trying to use the different sides? And
since I'm very young, I turn off my paddle, so I don't think about that. I just try to make some variation, long pip, no backside, and cut, no cut. So I try to make a lot of surprise to make some mistake. That's all.
All right, we'll leave it there.
Speechless.
Yeah. Congrats on taking 2 out of 3. We'll see you in the Golden Game.
Thanks.
Thank you, Matthew.
Was just a fantastic match. And you know, you know what the nice thing about that match is? You can congratulate Danton for winning 2 out of the 3 points, but at the same time, you kind of feel an internal joy for Bastion.
Right.
Because he worked so hard to get that one game.
Absolutely. All right, final singles match of this Saturday night. Carolina's Romain Lawrence versus Princeton's Shin Wong. Last month, Shin dominated 3 straight 11-7 wins. This is their 5th meeting of the season. So they've played 12 singles games. After the 3-0 sweep last month, Shin has a 7-5 lead in games against Romain.
Well, I must say, Shin is playing exceptionally this weekend.
0-2.
In terms of hours of preparation training, especially multi-ball, he definitely tops the field this weekend.
Wow.
1-2.
Not sure anyone in the league is better at that. Just block down the line for a winner than Shin Wong. Because it's more than just a block. He can hit it with pace. Quick twitch. First point won by the returner so far. As Wong takes the 3-2 lead.
Wong maneuvering himself into a strong starting position here in the first. It's going to be tough for Romain. He's mostly forehand player. Clips the back edge.
And worth mentioning, Matt, you know, Shin Wong has a 7-5 lead in games played. Romain swept the first meeting 3-0, 3 golden points. 3 straight games that went 11-10 in Romain's favor.
You know, one of the things that I saw Shin practicing more than anything was countering, forehand countering, full table. Romain's kind of playing pretty heavy topspin, but a slower opening. Shin, as we saw yesterday, so confident against that ball with the counter.
8 of the last 9 points for Jinshin Wong.
At one point in his table tennis career, Jinshin Wong was ranked 77th in the world for men after winning the 2015 US Open. Roman not happy with the serve. I think indicating that the free arm's covering the contact. He was kind of gesturing to the umpires there.
3-10.
Wong won that US Open. He was 24, now he's 32.
11-3.
Decisive start for Jinshin Wong, and really following the trend of the Princeton Revolution. They have come out here meaning business.
And with that point, it means that in the Golden Game tonight, Princeton will be playing to clinch a playoff spot and officially eliminate the Florida Crocs from championship weekend contention. Wong, 11-3. Well, Princeton has just played the bigger points better all weekend long, going back to yesterday when they were playing against Florida. Jinshin Wong against Mark Duran. I mean, he didn't get to any golden points. He won pretty decisively in his singles match against the Spaniard.
Yeah, I mean, just, as I said, really, really top-level preparation for this weekend. Not just by Jinshin, but by the whole Princeton team. Getting out here, some players on Tuesday, some on Wednesday, so they've had 2 to 3 days of 2 sessions a day practice with Coach Matthias Harbison.
And how about this nugget? Princeton has now played 8 golden points on the weekend. They've won 7 of 8. Enzo over Jishan, the final point of the first singles match today, was the only time that Princeton lost a golden point so far this weekend. Another good start for Roman, just like last game. He gets off to the 2-0 lead, except this time it's on Jinshin's serve. Let's see if he can build on that here. Create either a 3-1 or 4-0 lead.
Not
what he had in mind. So it's 3-1 as the serve goes back to Wong.
Flicks the ball down the middle of the table. Jinshin Wong's a pretty tall table tennis player. Taller players usually stronger out on the wings. A little bit weaker in the body or in the center of the table.
4-2.
Definitely making some remarks to the umpires there about.
And he didn't think that was a good serve. You know what his primary issue was?
Yeah, I think he's just indicating that the ball contact's hidden. Umpires kind of just remaining stony-faced.
Yeah. And
4-3.
Roman's frustration may have cost him that point as well. Just giving one away for free.
Yeah, I mean, they could probably find reasons to fault a lot of players in the league.
3-5.
Early in the season, we saw umpires more eager to jump in.
Yeah.
Give players a hard time for the serve. It's a heck of a rally there. 6-3 lead for Roman. Not sure if there's been a directive to ease off or just a
I wouldn't
That's
think.
how it's worked out.
I wouldn't think so.
Of course, there are different umpires throughout the season as well.
Yeah, it's
some are bigger sticklers than others.
6-4. Let's play.
Really frustrated with umpiring stuff.
I'm a little, you know, if it's, I'm surprised his coach hasn't said something. If he's that upset about it, either to try to get him to settle down or to support him to the umpire.
I mean, usually coaches won't get involved in matches, and it's technically not proper for a coach to get involved in a match if there's a dispute between the players on court and umpires, or between the players themselves that the umpires are adjudicating. It's usually between the players, the umpires, and at most the tournament referee if it gets to that point. But you know, a lot of coaches can't help themselves, that's for sure, especially when their players are out there. But Roman definitely frustrated.
6-7.
It's just a calm, steady composure with which Shin Wong maintains on the table.
8-6.
Definitely seeing that serve, the free arm stays up a little bit too long. So, I mean, this is an issue with a lot of serves, and service rules are a hotly contested topic in table tennis, from club level competition all the way to the highest world ranked levels.
8-7.
Big point here for Lawrence. Eight all.
8 all.
Let's go, Juicy!
9-8.
Seen some better stuff from Roman Lawrence here in game 2, but may not be enough as he can turn the table right now.
I mean, the funny thing about the serve thing, that's kind of, I feel like it's thrown him off a lot.
Yeah.
He is having more words with the umpire there. Again, not really any reaction from the umpires at all.
8-10.
Working the forehand across
9,
that backhand 2/3.
Too much spin.
Caught off one game point. Can he battle off another? Oh, there's a fly.
Yeah, actually saw one flying around when DuPont was playing as well.
Great stuff from Roman Lawrence, deep behind the table to stay alive here in game 2.
10-10.
Definitely got to feel nervous with Shin holding the serve. We could see some fireworks here if Shin takes this point and the serve's not up to Roman's.
That was around the net post.
No way. What a shot from Shin Wong. What a shot. And the serve receive from Rahman was so tight to the net and so wide. But
one to remember for a long time.
If there's any player that's been threading the needle on the round the net shots in MLTT, it's Shin Wong. So delivers another one.
Another golden point victory for the Revolution.
Immediately signal to the crowd, sending his love. He can hear you, he can feel you. The support you are all giving to the Revolution is clearly making a difference no matter what. We're just getting some of the best table tennis action we've ever seen right here at Major League Tennis. We got one more game here in singles floor, and then we're going to the Golden League. Not every single Golden League, it's one single game, the 21 points, the entire team will play, and we're going to rotate every 4 points. Because of the crazy, and there are going to be higher stakes than usual on this next Golden League.
I think even Ramon Lorenz deep down appreciated it. As frustrating as it was, that artistry from Shin Wong.
Yeah, I mean, he just, as he grabbed his towel and they passed in front of each other to go to their benches, he kind of gestured a small thumbs up.
So Princeton leads 10-4. They've guaranteed themselves a 5-point lead at the start of the Golden Game. Carolina could still technically win this match if and only if Ramon Lorenz can win this third game, avoid being swept, and Carolina can come from 5 points down to win the Golden Game. Something that's only happened twice all season.
1-0.
Dropping the ball short to the forehand. Shin lobbing from the back barrier, sends the ball long.
By the way, win or lose in the Golden Game tonight, the Revolution are in brilliant position to clinch that playoff spot. Even if they lost this game and lost the Golden Game tonight, they would need just 5 points tomorrow in their match against Chicago, and that would be if Florida defeated Carolina 21-0.
Yeah.
So Princeton,
I think they'll sleep well
is in
tonight.
good shape. Yeah, the only question is, do they party hard tonight after clinching it? Or
do they
have to wait till tomorrow to officially mathematically? Well, their owners like to have a good time.
I don't know if party animals, how I would describe the...
I hope anyone near a barricade is getting their helmet ready.
I think there have been the odd word or two spoken.
5-2.
Getting some quality entertainment from the Gold Rush unofficial mascot this evening.
Well, Carolina's shown some fight here in the third game. Doubles, they were down 2-0, but Enzo and Wong battled to win that third game. And Bastien DuPont, similarly against Matthew de Saint-Alon, took that third game after dropping the first pair. Another edge at Lawrence's expense, 6-3.
Redirects the ball down the line, misses over the end.
How about that? He loses the first point on his serve with an edge ball, and then the second one right there, he just sends the backhand long. And after getting the ball at 6-2, all of a sudden it's a 1-point game, and there's certainly a feeling that Jin Wong has been the better player so far.
7-5.
Oman able to keep the lead. 3 weeks from now, we'll be in Wichita, Kansas, the final West Division weekend of the season. And then 3 weeks after that, the championship will be decided in Chicago. Carolina will definitely be there as the #1 seed from the East. Princeton has all but clinched its spot. 2 teams from the West will be there as well.
There's no way. Shin Wong counter-looping against Rahman with the backhand. That is some impressive stuff. Coming back from the lob. Most players would step around and use the forehand, but Shin stuck to his guns on the backhand.
It's just so much fun to watch those types of points where both players are backed off the table and they're just swinging big.
A little bit of a fake there on that flick. Right down the line.
7-7.
What do you think? Is Rahman going to get game 3, or is this going to be a sweep?
I think it could be a sweep. But that's, you know, commentator's curse, so. It's almost a paradox, isn't it?
I think you've got both these guys on your fantasy team, so you're okay either way.
I do.
Yeah. It's a good weekend going on from MH table tennis. Curious to see where you're sitting at the end of the night.
Could be worse, probably could be better as well.
Well, I know you got Koyo.
Yes.
You wouldn't have given him such a hard time about the 3-0 sweep if you didn't like having Koyo on your team.
Yeah, now you know why. He's been a mainstay of my fantasy league.
Well, commentator's curse, perhaps. Roman Lawrence, 1 point away from salvaging this 3rd game for Carolina, and frankly, making the Golden Game a whole lot more meaningful for the Gold Rush.
Yeah.
Eight, 10.
Unable to do it on his serve there. Ball goes back to the paddle of Jin Wong. Oh, too good. Hitting it like that anytime is impressive, but game point down, no mercy. Roman Lawrence able to smack a winner to take game 3. What a match that was. What a night this has been. Carolina officially still alive in this team match. She'll be down 5 points at the start of the Golden Game. I talked earlier today about how the comeback from 5-0 down against Princeton in October was a turning point in Carolina's season. Meanwhile, Princeton looking to officially punch its postseason ticket. The Golden Game coming up.
Well, the Golden Game will likely be full of fireworks, but before we get into that, we'll take a look back at the matches that came before. Enzo Ang narrowly avoiding defeat at the hands of a spirited Jishan Liang. Koyo Kanamitsu 3-0, the best we've seen him play all season. No better time for it. The doubles Angela Guan and Jishan producing, without a doubt, the best doubles they've produced this weekend. And then Matthew de Saint-Alain overcoming Bastien DuPont with some flair and entertainment, as well as high-level table tennis. And then, of course, you just saw Jinshin Wong winning the golden point with a round-the-net winner. Rahman clutching the last game to keep Carolina Gold Rush alive going into the golden game. We'll find out what the orders are for that in just a moment.
Matthias Habasson and Alex Yang standing by with the commish Flint Lane.
Okay, everybody, Princeton Revolution is leading 10-5. You'll be starting with a 5-point edge. First players will play 3 points. You get to pick first. Romain Lawrence is your number 1.
Wang Jinshin.
Jinshin Wong is your number 1, and your number 2.
Jishan Liang.
Jishan Liang is your 2.
Kai Zhang.
Kai Zhang is your 2, and your 3.
Enzo.
Enzo Ang is your 3.
Koyo.
Koyo Kanamitsu is your 3, your 4.
Mathieu.
Mathieu de Saint-Alain is your 4.
Dupont.
Bastien DuPont is your 4, making Hong Lin your 5, making Angelo Guan your 5. Good luck, coaches.
Some interesting twists in the middle portions of these orders. Kai Zhang versus Jishan, Enzo versus Koyo, and then DuPont versus de Saint-Alain yet again.
Yeah, I think interesting move by Alex Yang, almost kind of shielding Jang Kai from Koyo by putting him against Jishan. Definitely a helping hand for Carolina Gold Rush, having Hong playing against Angela. I think Hong against the female players on the East has a solid record, so that definitely suits them a little bit.
What a return from Jinshin Wong.
And Carolina Gold Rush, they need to hit the ground running here.
What a message that return sends.
Great wrist action. You can see how much the ball kicked back into the table.
Are you kidding me?
It's like watching Oh Sang-eun in his prime. Wong Jinshin just bringing his best. A lot of smiles on the Princeton bench.
Insane level. And then the edge service ace. Ruthless.
Jinshin almost trying to hide a smirk there, having pulled that off.
This is when you know it's all working.
0-8.
Ruthless. Jang Kai comes up against Jishan. I couldn't tell you how many times these two have played against each other in the US.
1-8.
Carolina on the board with a good deep serve. Against Princeton, officially punches its playoff ticket by winning this golden game.
Jishan getting a little trigger happy out there. It's a big backhand swing from him. I think Kai's kind of struggled to find his groove tonight. Tough matchup against Koyo. Now Koyo is back out facing off against Enzo.
2-2 split for Jang and Leong. Now Angles and Kanamitsu. My goodness. Princeton has just played with a turbo button pressed all night long. I don't see that very often from Enzo Ang.
Well, you know, it could have been interesting. Maybe if Koyo was playing in the AB position, how things may have looked throughout the season.
Enzo says thank you for that gift.
Looks like Koyo kind of went for a higher toss serve and ended up looking straight into the light. Oh,
Just
man,
unbelievable.
Koyo Kanamitsu is just on form tonight. The owners love it. Koyo back at the bench rather than celebrating an excellent block of points there, he's pointing up at the lights. DuPont already has a smile on his face.
Yes.
He's asking the umpire if he can serve.
Oh my!
Just clips the back edge.
Got the net ball back, and it just barely nicks the edge of the table.
Big smiles from Enzo Ang, Jeremy on the bench. Santalan really pushed out wide. DuPont catching some late momentum here for the Carolina Gold Rush.
Bastien DuPont's won 3 straight.
What a setup. Carries the ball out. Forces the step around.
I was just thinking in my head, at what point, if you're Matthias Havasson, do you call a timeout? And he is not waiting any longer. Timeout, Princeton.
You're serving deep in his forehand side. What? You're serving now deep in his forehand side, yeah? And then expecting wide forehand, okay? Yeah. And then you can also come directly with the counter. Okay.
And can we just give a big thank you to not only the ball boys and ball girls, but also the whole production team.
Shout out there from MC Ryan Willard to the MLTT production team, and
13-6.
not just the production team, but the operations team. A lot of work goes into setting up these events. Arranging all the player schedules, flights,
6-14. Next
logistics,
players.
shuttle transportation to and from hotels. This has been a, I mean, you know, when you talk about starting a new professional league in a country, a lot of the time you can kind of start off slow, but MLTT has really made an impressionable start. Angela Guine, a big chance to attack there.
7-14.
Feeling the pressure. Honkman has had her way of this matchup most of the season.
15-7.
But it's been a different Angela Guan this weekend too. We've given Jishan a lot of credit, but Angela's picked her spots really nicely.
Definitely, definitely. She said to me when I arrived here, she's the most she's practiced in quite a long time.
It shows. Wong Lin brings Carolina within 6.
9-15.
Roman Lawrence versus Jinshin Wong. For Carolina to have a chance, Roman needs to get at least a split here, but ideally for Carolina, 3 out of 4, ideally, obviously, a sweep. Jinshin Wong, along with Koyo, have just been at a nuclear level, but a rare mistake from Wong.
10-15.
Roman on the board in this 4-point sequence. Two straight for Lawrence.
11.
It was, what, 13-3 not that long ago? 8 of the last 10 for the Gold Rush.
There's some pressure rearing its ugly head.
Revolution used their timeout. They are out of timeouts. Oh, Lawrence!
What a pickup. Great acceleration against the half-long serve.
15-12.
It's a golden sweep for Roman Lawrence after it looked like Shin Wong could not be stopped. 2-point game as Jang and Leong return to the table for their final 4 points of the night.
See if Kai can raise the bar and how Jishan handles the pressure.
Crowd clearly behind Jishan. These two guys split the 4-point sequence earlier in the Golden Game. Different pressure now, though. They split the first 2 points.
You know, I'm sure Princeton
16-14.
bench and ownership have felt pretty confident throughout this match, but some nerves are probably starting to kick in now.
And a miss from Jishan, and it's a 1-point game. 1 more point for these two, then Koyo and Enzo take the table. Jang has just tied this Golden Game up at 16 apiece. Tough night for him in a lot of ways, but it finishes with a flourish. And now, Enzo, the #1 player in the league, Koyo, perhaps the hottest player in the league with his performance tonight. Carolina, after trailing by double digits in this Golden Game, has taken a 1-point lead. Koyo responds.
Quick hands. Koyo Kanamitsu with the snap counter, and both of these players, Bastien DuPont, Mathieu de Saint-Alain, with a chance to take their team over the line here.
Unbelievable!
Oh, look at that fist pump from de Saint-Alain, just biding his time, adding as much topspin to those lobs as he could.
Timeout, Carolina.
We got a timeout for the Carolina Gold Rush.
Not only he counted back, okay? And he served, you're thinking, he will set up attack, okay? Okay? He played very, very patient, okay? If you want to counter him in the middle, okay?
Amen. Just imagine these two teams put the MLTT Cup hanging in the balance at 19-18 in the Golden Game 6 weeks from now.
Why imagine it when you can get tickets and be there, Evan? Nothing beats being on the front row.
Good stuff from Bastien DuPont, and we're tied 19 all. 2 serves coming up here for Matthew de Santalan. A reminder that teams starting with a 5-0 lead have won the Golden Game 94% of the time. Princeton looking to punch its postseason ticket. This level and this drama is something else.
Bastien DuPont sets himself up with a chance to clinch this for the team. If de Santalan can win it, it's going to come down to a golden game point between Hong Lin and Enzo Ang. I think the entire building are on their feet right now.
Swing and a miss, 20 all, and it's time for the ultimate golden point. Just the 6th one in MLTT history and the first since December 1st. Hong Lin versus Angela Guan.
Lin, coach, let's play.
Did you ever imagine that we would get to this stage of this match? A golden point between these 2 teams.
This is the first ultimate golden point for both of these players. Lin has the serve. And Hong Lin missed it, and Princeton is going to the playoffs. Angela Guan wins the ultimate golden point as the Revolution, after a 1-6 start to the season, are headed to championship weekend.
That is absolutely unreal.
Yes.
Angela Guan probably just as relieved as she is excited. And every single person in the building is on their feet. The amount of suspense at the end of that golden game.
We'll come back.
Enzo Ang embracing Hong Lin over in the Gold Rush bench. Hong Lin clearly shaken by the miss, but what a night of Major League Table Tennis drama here in Lawrenceville, New Jersey, and the Revolution on their home turf create just an incredible story. I mean, you could see another couple of decades of Major League Table Tennis and you may not witness a turnaround like what this Princeton Revolution team has done this year. I mean, I genuinely believe that. To start 1-6 and be in the basement of the East Division pretty consistently, they looked overmatched. And now here they are with all the momentum in the world. They win this match 16-5. The Florida Crocs are officially eliminated from playoff contention. And look, Florida had a heck of a comeback to win their golden game earlier tonight to keep the pressure on. Hong Lin is still kind of buried in Enzo Ang shoulder, which is just so strange because her husband is playing for the Princeton Revolution, and Jishan probably doesn't know what to do right now either.
Look at that smile on Angela Guan's face.
Yeah, it's a cool moment for Angela.
Yeah, I mean, knowing how many times she's gone up against Hong. Crazy.
We're joined by Matthias Habasson. Matthias, can you describe what that was just like for you?
Oh my God, guys. I mean, honestly, I really coached on the highest levels of play in my life at the Olympic Games, at all of the big events, the biggest players, but I think this was the most amazing match in my life, really. The most amazing match. First of all, I was really proud with the performance of our team. I think as a coach also I did everything right today, and in the end we were leading unbelievable in this golden game, and honestly at the end of this golden game we were really down. So
what is going on with emotions I cannot describe. I'm just so happy today for my team, for my owners, for me, for myself, for the whole season. Yeah, I'm just happy. What can I say?
Yeah, the emotions are real. Hong Lin is crushed on one side, but the joy and euphoria. I mean, you don't have a lot of time to coach your team up during the Golden Game. At 20-19, Desantalon's trying to force that 20-all point. Did you get to say anything to Angela in that moment about what that next point would bring?
No, absolutely not. And I also think it is the right decision to not saying anything because she was already in her flow, in her in her tunnel. And I think in situations like this, it doesn't really help so much. Yeah, if it's the beginning of the match and a close set, okay. But this is really the very, very end, and for us also deciding end. So yeah, I think it was right to just let her play. Yeah.
What's gotten into Koyo Kanamitsu?
Red Bull, among other things.
Yes, but but he's just a very good player. I mean, what can I say? You saw what he's playing, what he's performing at the last few events. I mean, he's just playing like crazy. I love to watch him.
Do you think that given that performance, there's now more pressure on him because now everyone's seen it? I think that's without a doubt the best that we've seen him play all season. But I know you were waiting for it. I was waiting for it. You know, I mean, you know the potential he has.
Yeah. I don't think it was directly the pressure on this event. I think it was the pressure in advance to push him and force him to really work more, to prepare better. And yeah, this is the outcome then. I mean, in the match, you only do automatically what you practice. And I think he just did a little more now in the last weekends, and that's the reason I think why he's performing so well. And of course, I mean, this crowd was helping unbelievable much too, for sure.
Matthias, from 1-6 in your first 7 matches to punching your ticket to the playoffs on the penultimate day of the regular season. What does this moment mean to you, and how do you try to carry this momentum into championship weekend?
I mean, honestly, I cannot explain what it means to me because the season started in my personal life very, very tough and hard too. So everything went down at these moments in the beginning of the season, and I'm just happy that we could adjust everything and found a way to get us there to the playoffs. Yeah, thank you.
Enjoy yourself tonight, but not too much because you have a game tomorrow.
Exactly. And the practice in advance.
And the practice, more multi-ball for Shin.
I'm already sour. I have sour muscles.
Congratulations, Matthias. What a story it's been.
Yeah.
Go join that photo of your team.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much,
we'll see
guys.
you tomorrow.
Thank you. See you.
So we know the playoff representatives in the East Division, Matt. It is Carolina and Princeton. And look, Carolina's the #1 seed. We know that. But this Princeton team is different the second half of the season. We're going to chat with Gan Leong. Gan, I imagine this is bittersweet for you in a lot of ways to see your wife over there in that moment, but for you and your team, what a night. Can you describe what this feels like for you in the Revolution?
Of course, our team win. We are really happy. I think we are already logged in for the #2 position right now.
Yep.
And but with pressure, everything possible. And this is the sport, table tennis. So, yeah.
Now, I wanted to specifically grab you after this match. I mean, you know, we didn't get to talk to you after you played Enzo with him getting that golden point, but throughout that singles match and in the doubles, you just absolutely went for broke. I mean, the backhand that you played in the doubles was crazy. What was your kind of strategy going into this match? Was it to just be as aggressive as possible and to take every opportunity to attack?
First, I think I have to be smart, and when I get a chance, and of course I try to finish the point because if I start blocking and then when they attack, we have no chance. Yeah.
Anything else, Evan?
Yeah, I mean, congratulations.
Okay.
It was an incredible night. I mean, what's going through your mind on the ultimate golden point at 2020 with your teammate going up against your wife?
Actually, this is I don't really think about a lot, or because it's not like
There's
I play.
not much you can do,
yeah,
right?
So not much I can do, and of course, if I play, I will have the different feeling. But for this, I just, waiting for the result.
Congratulations, Jishan. Enjoy the night.
Okay.
We will see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
I understand he doesn't want to make it about him and his wife, but just the drama and the emotion there, it's different. It's
sport.
unique. Yeah, but you don't.
Athletes.
It is sports, and sports are powerful, but you don't usually see a husband competing against his wife in such dramatic moments like this. Crazy. So Carolina 274. They nearly became the third team in 35 Golden Games with a team holding a 5-0 lead to overcome the 5-0 deficit, but they couldn't get there ultimately. Princeton, after starting 1-6, is 12-2 in their last 14 matches. Carolina has lost 2 in a row on a particular weekend for the first time all season.
Yeah. Well, the one thing we know going into tomorrow is that the standings you see right now, while the points may change, the order of those positions won't. But we're still going to have great matches tomorrow. Obviously, when the pressure's off, players can relax more. We've seen some great performances with a more relaxed Chicago wind. I'm sure the Florida Crocs will play a little better with a little bit less pressure, and obviously these two teams that will keep storming into this as they have done throughout the weekend.
Yeah, those were the 79th and 80th matches in MLTT history, and they were 2 of the greatest. There have been a lot of great matches, obviously, but you put those 2 probably in the top 5. Just think about the fact that we saw 6 golden points earlier tonight, and Florida erased the 3-0 deficit in the Golden Game, won at 21-18. And then we saw 5 more golden points, and then the ultimate golden point was the 6th one of that match, 21-20, with Princeton clinching its playoff spot. What a story. Truth is better than fiction, folks, and the Princeton Revolution from 1-6 to 13-8, and they are playoff bound. And it all came down to this last point to finish it off. Hong Lin sends it long. Angela Guan
wins.
Begins the celebration. Thanks for joining us. We'll be with you back at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, about 13 hours from now. For Matt Hetherington and our crew, Evan Lepler saying good night from Jersey.